And here's David talking to Daniel Shenton.
I see the world as being flat. It's a disk. I mean, there are changes in the surface, but generally it's a flat disk.
And what about the planets, the sun, the moon?
I'm not sure about them. It seems to me from the evidence that I've seen that they're probably spheres, but it's definitely not proven, I think.
And the Earth, being a disk, presents certain problems with gravity, but you have a solution to that too?
Yeah, the effects of gravity, I feel, could be simulated, or what people think of as a sort of mainstream idea of gravity would be simulated by simply the disk of the Earth moving upward, accelerating upward at 9.8 meters per second. It would have the same effects as what people traditionally think of as gravity.
And what about all of the photographs? I mean, the Flat Earth Society seemed to die in the sort of the space age when people got out of Earth's orbit and sent back pretty damning evidence that actually the Earth is a sphere.
As far as the evidence of the space age, I would say that anything like that could have been easily faked. I mean, especially with the technology we have today, you can simulate alien worlds, ghosts, demons, massive battles of orcs, and anything else you want. I don't think that proves much of anything.
But why would people do it? Why would people go to the effort of this giant, I presume you think it's a giant global conspiracy to cover up the fact the Earth is flat? Why would they do that?
There probably are financial motives behind it, and I don't think the conspiracy needs to be as global as you would think. If you get pockets of conspiracy, most people aren't going to look into it very much. They're not going to investigate it, and they'll just accept these things at face value, that the Earth is a sphere. Not everyone needs to actually be part of it for this to propagate pretty quickly.
Now, a lot of our listeners might think this is just genuine nuts, sort of anti-science babble, but actually there's a serious scientific strand to this, isn't there? Because you think it's all about not trusting what you see and testing.
Yeah, before the Flat Earth Society was the Flat Earth Society, it was called the Universal Zetetic Society in the 1800s. It was a group of people that wouldn't accept mainstream science because they didn't feel that all these things had necessarily been proved. Their idea was that they needed to go out and investigate these things for themselves and get really solid evidence. And about a lot of issues, like the shape of the Earth, people don't do that. They just accept what most people believe as fact, even though they haven't looked into it themselves. And I think it's really important that people get out and investigate these things and prove it to themselves instead of just accepting it because it's the mainstream view.
And the old chestnut, if the Earth's flat, what stops people falling off?
Nothing, I suppose. There's a barrier around the edge, but ultimately I think if you could get past that, you would fall off.
And you're serious about this, aren't you? This isn't a clever metaphor or a marketing ploy for something else. This is what you truly believe.
It is. If it's a marketing ploy for something, then I'm not aware of it, and I'm certainly not getting paid for it. So.